Recording in progress.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming back by and working, checking out my channel as a political economist doing velocity banking. One of the things that I try to really work with clients at the outset is their budget so that we can find some savings so that if we can speed up the process of velocity banking. I came across an article on Nerd Wallet regarding not velocity banking, but budgeting in general. Let's look at this study. This was a study that NerdWallet, I think, conducted March the 31st to April the 2023. And as a political economist, I really like studies. 2,000 U.S. adults over the age of 18, around three-quarters of Americans have a monthly budget. So Americans do have what it seems like they have a monthly budget. A lot of Americans do say that they tend to overspend. In this particular study, 83%. Now, looking at some sort of age breakdown, nearly one in five Americans, or 18%, think that their generation had it bad. Nearly three in five Americans think that their generation had a harder time. Emergency savings. Close to half of Americans in this study, 48%, said that they prioritize emergency savings according to others in a survey. Now, for me personally, I used to have an emergency savings and also various checking accounts. I pretty much closed all my checking accounts and I only have two checking accounts and I keep everything within inside my HELOC. I don't have any emergency savings to the side per se, going to a bank, at the house, under the pillow, in the car, or whatever. Everything for me is inside of the HELOC, prioritizing my debts and paying them down. Currently, I had four properties, filed bankruptcy back in 2010, maintaining three properties and paying them off. So let's get over to the budget. And I'm going to share my screen. Okay, this was a study that I was reading on. The Most Americans Have a Monthly Study from NerdWallet, dated May 30th, 2023. These are some of the key findings that I talked about. Age. A lot of Americans have budget, but do they actually stick to it? Stick to it, and also having emergency savings. So emergency savings are important. So I definitely advocate for having emergency savings at this particular time. Everything I have is in the HELOC, suppressing my debt. And if I need some capital, just go to the bank and withdraw it. All right, so let's go over to um, the budget itself. Now, an important thing about the budget, when you download the data from your lending institution, bank, or wherever you have it, or an app, the way that they categorize some of the things you just want to be aware of. I've changed some of the categories and just wanted to show you some examples. Like this here, Audible. I think it's Audible is something that you listen to, and they're categorizing as a hobby. I may go back in and categorize it after speaking to a client and entertainment. Then we have beauty, personal care, and it's according to the app. So you want to definitely look into it and see how it is across different platforms. Shopping, categorize that as shopping, travel as travel, restaurants. Here, kind of had to go through with the client and see were these general merchandise purchases, maybe like a mug or a um, a container or some pins or a microphone or some sort of lantern, versus did you get some groceries? Do we want to recategorize that as groceries? And continue, we have groceries. Now, earlier when I went through it, they categorized wine shop as groceries. What I'm going to go back in and categorize it. Don't see it as groceries, so I'm trying to see where I want to put it under entertainment or just kind of maybe wine. But I go back with the client and see how can we categorize that in terms of our spending. Now, red and white is a grocery store, but one of the categories they had it under restaurant and dining. So I need to ask the client, did they ever go to a restaurant within red and white. You see some fuel, some loans, telephone, different other things. So that's one of the things I just wanted to go over. With sitting with a client, we pulled the various data from the various banks, lending institutions to try to get a gauge of where the money is going, and then recategorize it to see that it makes sense for us as we try to budget in those categories. So again, that's one of the main steps, and I highly encourage you as a summary to set up a budget, look at the budget and see what things that you can do and see if you can find findings, I mean, some finding in terms of savings. We did that and we found at least $25 and we're going to keep looking around for some subscriptions and other things. If you'd like to work with me or my team and see how we can help you with the budget and execute, please definitely give me a call or drop me an email. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye bye.